So God tells us some things, Sister Patrice, but he doesn't give us the whole story. Amen. Are you with me? Yeah. Oh my God. When I started at UPS over 34 years ago now, Brother Adrian, they made me some promises, Sister Patrice. And the promises sounded so good that I said to myself, you know what? I don't think I'm going to finish college right now. Are you with me? I mean, I stayed for quite a little while in college, but I didn't finish. Are you with me? But then, the promises were so good to me that, brother, things began to go wrong within the camp. Racism stepped this ugly head up. All right. Are you with me? Yeah. Problems with this manager. Problems with that manager. Are you with me? See, they didn't tell me that I was going to have problems with some of the white managers. All right now. And me being a strong individual, never having had to go through that before, I began to stand up for myself. And then having a union behind me, I stood up even more. Yeah. But see, they didn't tell me that. They didn't tell me that in the middle of being a part-time employee and a full-time employee that my wife was going to get sick and be diagnosed with lupus. They didn't tell me that I was going to have to spend multiple nights on the phone telling them that I can't come because I'm in emergency with my wife. Are you hearing me? God made you a promise. And guess what? I hate to say this, but you're going to have to go through some things to get it. Are you with me? This is not coming through head knowledge. Are you hearing me? It's one thing to have head knowledge, and that's good. They say some people learn by just giving a person information. And if you're that kind of person, God bless you. God bless you. But guess what, Brother Joe? I don't learn that way most of the time. I learned through the road of hard knocks. I learned through the road of having gone through a situation not to do that again. But you won't do that again. Anybody? No, don't raise your hand, but I'll raise my hand. Anybody been there? Yeah. Oh, God. Sister Tony, I've been there I don't know how many times. Yeah. That's when I say thank God for Jesus. He's merciful to me. He's kind to me because he knows me. And God knows you. He knows how stubborn I am. He knows how sensitive I am. He knows how hard I am. Am I making some sense here? Amen. See, all of us, we weren't born goody two-shoes. Yeah. Oh, no. Why do I know that? And even some of the goody two-shoes, Mother Judd, behind closed doors. All right. Behind closed doors, Mama said something to them and they went in the bathroom. And just like on the, was it Charlie Brown? They cursing mom out, or they cursing dad out. Are you hearing me? Yes, sir. How do I know that? Because a man named Adam and a woman named Eve messed up the goodness that God had put in them. That was good in them now is tainted. It's not pure anymore. So everybody after that was born and shaped in iniquity. I don't care how good you say you are. Let me go back and correct something because I don't want you to think that Pastor thinks this way. Last week I mentioned something about sin still being there. I'm not saying that there's still sin in my life after Christ comes. But I'm saying what I was trying to get at is that sin is waiting to gain access again. It's waiting for me to open up the door. That's right. Are you hearing me? That's what I meant when I was saying what I said last week. Sin is waiting at the door. What did the man of God say? He said, when I thought to do good, if I have that right, guess what? Evil was present. We were delivered from the powers of sin. We were delivered from the authority of sin. Are you with me? We were delivered from the power of it. But Brother Adrian is waiting for us to just open the door again and let him in. It's waiting. Waiting. All right, now. And it came to pass when Pharaoh had let the people go that God led them. The point that I want to get right here is that God led them. They were brought out of the situation that they were in. And now God didn't lead them the way that was 11 days. But God chose to lead them into a cul-de-sac, so to speak. The enemy is behind. I can't go backwards. I have nowhere to go. And God has what? He has led them into a cul-de-sac. Come on now. Sister Patrice, God is going to lead us into cul-de-sacs. He's going to lead us into areas where we have no way out. And we're going to have to trust him to get out. We're going to have to call upon the name of the Lord to get out of whatever we're in. Are you hearing me? It's in those situations that you learn, Sister Patrice, how to trust God. It's in those situations that, Brother Terry, you learn how to say yes, Lord. You learn how to call on the name of the Lord in the midnight hours, Mother Judd, when it don't look good. Well, some of us, we get there and God brings us out, and guess what? We see where God has led us. And we say, Lord, guess what? It was better over there. Yes. It was better. I had it better when I was in Egypt. Are you with me? At least I had a roof over my head when I was in Egypt. I had a hard taskmaster, but at least I had the leeks and the onions and all of the other food that they had. At least I had food. I had to be beat sometimes, but at least I could bring something home. Sister Pauline. See, we think that this thing sometimes, Brother Adrian, is going to be a bed of peaches or a bed of roses. How many of you have ever worked any place and it was a bed of roses? Not me. It may have started out that way. You may have liked this, that, and the other, but guess what? Over time, just like I said, I had to deal with all kind of racism early back in the days. Lord, I had to humble myself sometimes, Sister Pauline. Why? For the greater good, for the greater objective. For 34 years down the road, Brother Terry, when there's a lady that used to work with me, she retired 15 years before I did. She calls her check that comes in monthly a Lord have mercy check. She used to always tell me that. She said, son, that check is never late. You work for a good company. Just hang in there. You work for a good company. That Lord have mercy check must always come. It never bounces. Guess what? I'm a living witness. The Lord have mercy check. It's coming, and it comes on time. Sometimes, a couple times, it came early. Are y'all hearing me? But I had to get there. I had to move from what did God, when he brought him out, he brought him to the Red Sea. I had to move from being before the Red Sea unto the area where I'm at the promised land. Amen. Are y'all hearing me? God led them. They were in a tough situation, but guess what? God led them there. That's what I want you to get at, sis. I need you to hear that. Sometimes you do everything right. Sometimes you ask God, Mother Judd, Lord, lead me and guide me, direct me. And you feel in your heart that Lord, I'm obeying God. I'm doing what God said. And then guess what? Things start falling apart. God, guess what? God led you there. Are you hearing me? Everything you go through is not because of sin. Some things are because God led you there. He allowed this thing to come upon you. He allowed you to be attacked. Are y'all hearing me? I am not a sinner. But sometimes, Brother Adrian, I miss it. Sometimes I get it wrong. Sometimes I get mad at this lady. And I say things that I shouldn't say. And my heart condemns me. And I have to come back and say, baby, please forgive me. I'm sorry. Are you with me? Are you with me? I know y'all good and y'all never had to do that. I know y'all have never had to do that. I know you never had to go to your wife or your mate and say, I'm sorry. I was wrong. I know none of you have been pastors and have acknowledged this before your congregation. All right. Come on. All right. Yeah. Just conversating, okay? I'm going to lead you the way. Sister Gloria, my wife, was very real with you, saints. She said she had just been through 2 bouts, what the doctor said, of cancer. And then she falls and breaks her ankle and have to get 10 screws in 2 places. She said when her own said, God let them. You got to know that God, the promises that God made to you, saints, they're not coming easy. Amen. If you did not have an enemy, then they would come easy. But guess what? You have an enemy. In other words, the Putin that has come up against you is not going to let you have it for free. He's not going to let you have that territory. Just like he's